Welcome to the Carolina Pediatric Therapy Ideal Team Player Recognition for 2020. Integrated interprofessional collaborative care of children and families is at the heart of how we provide care. Because of our desire to serve children and families holistically with a team approach, teamwork is one of our primary values at Carolina Peds. 3 years ago, we started the tradition of recognizing individuals on our team who demonstrate the virtues of a team player. The framework for the ideal team player comes from team and leadership expert Patrick Lencioni. He identified the 3 virtues among those considered to be team players by those who work with them. He recognized that a person is considered to be a team player when they show the qualities of humble, hungry, and smart, or humility, internal drive and motivation, and emotional intelligence. Now, these 3 virtues don't stand alone. He also describes what happens when an individual on a team is missing one of these qualities and how that individual causes challenges for the team and the members on that team in their efforts to reach a common goal. For that reason, ideal team players need all 3 qualities together: humble, hungry, and smart. Team science research has studied these 3 qualities for years, and there's a great deal of support for this framework. At Carolina Peds, we value teamwork so much that we use this framework to select new team members joining our team, and for self-assessment, coaching, and as the standard for our team. With that in mind, this particular recognition is considered to be the highest honor among our team. Those recognized are nominated by their teammates because they have consistently demonstrated the virtues of an ideal team player in attitude and in action. Before we recognize our 2020 nominees, let's look at what it means to be humble, hungry, and smart. Once you understand these qualities and listen to the words said about these individuals, you will become a keen observer, identifier, and practitioner of what we like to call ideal team playerness. Let's first look at humble. Ideal team players are humble. They lack excessive ego or concerns about status. Humble people are quick to point out the contributions of others and slow to seek attention for their own. They share credit, emphasize team over self, and define success collectively rather than individually. The next virtue is hungry. Ideal team players are hungry. They are always looking for more things to do, more to learn, more responsibility to take on. Hungry people almost never have to be pushed by a manager to work harder because they are self-motivated and diligent. They are constantly thinking about the next step and the next opportunity for growth. Our third quality is smart, and this is not IQ or intelligence quotient. This is emotional intelligence, or EQ. Ideal team players are smart. They have common sense about people. Smart people tend to know what is happening in a group situation and how to deal with others in the most effective way. They have good judgment and intuition around the subtleties of group dynamics and the impact of their words and actions on others. So now that we know what our ideal team player qualities are, let's recognize our nominees. At the beginning of September, we sent out a nomination survey to our entire team requesting nominations. We received 31 in total. A few people were nominated by more than one person, so this resulted in 27 different people being recognized this year. Most nominations were submitted in writing via our survey, with a few sending in video nominations. And the nominees for the Carolina Pediatric Therapy 2020 Ideal Team Player are Adrian Stover. Adrian demonstrates several aspects of the ideal team player. When I think of Adrian, I think a rising tide lifts all ships. She jumps at opportunities to recognize others on our team. She encourages others to learn and grow, which in turn supports the growth of the positive culture we strive for at Carolina Peds. Adrian is always looking for ways to improve, both professionally and personally. She strives to do things well, while not being afraid to ask or to seek support from others. Adrian is intentional about the words she uses and the questions she asks. She has also been willing to ask herself hard questions and has been vulnerable with others in order to get feedback for continued growth. Adrian makes an active effort to point out the things others on our team are doing well. She shows a genuine interest in what is happening in the lives of our behavioral health team members. Adrian is one of the first to give a compliment and notice someone else's hard work. She is willing to staff or consult before and after work to provide our team members with additional support. She has also taken steps to become more competent in areas that are important for our community and our field of work through research, continuing education, reading, and long, heartfelt conversations. She strives to be all she can be in every situation. I have so much gratitude in my heart for Adrienne. She always makes time to support me. She builds me up and helps me to ground when I feel drained and unsteady. She is funny, kind, helpful, and bright. I am grateful to call her my friend. Thank you, Adrienne, and congratulations. Allie Harrigan.
I'm nominating Allie Harrigan for Ideal Team Player at Carolina Peds because ever since she's joined our team, she's had discussions with me about how we can be the best OTs we can possibly be in sessions. She's let my students shadow her for a day when I was out of town. She has done phone calls with me to help answer my questions and give me ideas. And just in general, you know you can count on her, and she puts a lot of thought into being the best OT that she can be for all her kids.
Thank you, Allie, and congratulations. Amber Gully. Amber is incredibly hardworking, kind, and supportive. She has a huge responsibility of being our incident report supervisor, and she does it extremely well. She always gives calm guidance and warm support. We are very lucky to have her. I appreciate Amber for being a listening ear. During COVID, it could have been easy to feel distant from the team and to feel alone, but I always knew I could reach out to Amber if I was worried. Thank you, Amber, and congratulations. Anna Sprud. When I was hired, Anna helped train me. Anna had a way of teaching and explaining things to me that allowed me to understand better. She is patient, kind, and has a super lovable, bubbly personality that is contagious. Since she's moved to billing, she has been wonderful in addressing and explaining any questions I have regarding copays, etc. Anna's willingness to help others during her extremely busy day. She expresses kindness and keeps a positive attitude. I am grateful for the help that you have given me, Anna. Thank you for your patience and willingness to help me. Thank you, Anna, and congratulations. Ari Brown. I'd like to nominate Ari Brown as an Ideal Team Player. Not only is she an all-around all-star at what she does, but she's constantly on the lookout for which of her kids could benefit from other skilled services. She has referred a handful of great families to me, and all are thriving in OT. She is great to collaborate with and has such great understanding of when to involve OT. She is always helping out with whatever someone needs, both clinically for behavioral suggestions and clerically around the clinic by helping us print and laminate activities, helping clean toys when I'm running late, and so many other things I can't even begin to describe. She is always there for her families and her coworkers alike. Ari is humble and not attention-seeking. Hungry because she is always looking for ways for the Charlotte office to expand and create a name out in the community. Smart because she always has great judgment about people and gives great insight into how to handle things in the most effective way. Ari has exemplified and modeled the Ideal Team Playerness inside and outside of the office. Her level of knowledge, experience, and professionalism has made me appreciate her so much as a teammate. I am elated to have her in the Charlotte office with me. She represents the Carolina Peds way because she is humble, asks questions, and works toward a common understanding with all of her colleagues. She is also very hungry because she is always searching for opportunities to serve clients. Ari is also honest, which is demonstrated by giving honest feedback and improving the lives of people that she comes into contact with. Ari has made a difference to me by being a listening ear and encouraging colleague. I have communicated ways I want to grow as a therapist, and she has let me borrow books and suggested trainings. Thank you, Ari, and congratulations. Kat Funk. Kat is probably going to be embarrassed that she's nominated, but that's because she's humble. She's smart because she's quadrupled the team since I've been here. She's created a program, not just a staff. She's navigated very difficult situations with grace and patience. She's people smart too. She typically knows what we need before we do, and boy is she hungry. She's wanted to grow a program that was well respected and meeting the needs of our community long before the team even knew what direction we were headed into. She leads us through example in her diligence, hard work, vision, and care for her team. Honestly, Kat's a huge reason I've invested in CPT. She's made tough calls and demonstrated leadership that I could follow. She's a strong leader whose example is one that we've all learned from. Thank you, Kat, and congratulations. Katherine Rodarmer.
Hi, I'm Whitney Bruff. I'm on the speech team, and I would like to nominate Katherine Rodarmer for the Ideal Team Player Awards, because that is exactly what she is. She is always helpful. She's real. She's confident in what she knows, but she's always learning and encourages others to do so. She's a great leader for the East Clinic, and someone that I really look up to, and very knowledgeable about all things speech and language and feeding. She's always helpful. You can go to her with any questions, anytime, even on vacation. Thanks for all you do, Katherine. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Katherine, and congratulations. Katherine Tintel. Katherine's team player qualities shine through, even through email or Zoom meetings. She is a hard worker, always willing to share and help others, and genuinely cares about the team. Katherine has shared countless resources with me and our team to support our growth as therapists. She offers these materials selflessly and without need for recognition. In one instance, I asked Katherine if she had any good ideas for assessing pragmatic skills, and she provided me with some informal assessments that she had created, which were amazing. It is such a joy to work alongside Katherine. I am so honored to work with her. Her drive to create materials is inspiring, and her positive energy radiates through each interaction. Thank you, Katherine, for all that you do. Katherine literally exemplifies humble, hungry, and smart. She is a bright light in the world of school contracts and a happy face to see at the South Asheville Clinic. She is easily one of the most driven, understanding clinicians I've had the pleasure of knowing. Katherine loves the children and the community she serves around the clinic and at Fernleaf Community Charter School. She is always so open to answering questions and providing new materials to use with kiddos, especially in this season of Zoom sessions and trial and error to see what our kiddos enjoy engaging in. I always feel like I can talk to Katherine about anything and know that everything will be okay. She's also hilarious and just makes my day every day. Katherine demonstrates leadership, compassion, and is smart in her planning. She provides guidance and education when myself or other coworkers ask questions regarding her expertise with school-based clients. When seeing each other in the clinic during the pandemic, she makes sure to ask how I'm doing, demonstrating her compassion and genuine curiosity. She demonstrates excitement for the services she provides. When I reach out with questions regarding goals geared more towards academics, she made time not only to share materials, but to have a Zoom meeting and discuss with me how she targets specific goals. Her energy and excitement about how the materials will be very helpful to a student translated over to me and provided me with excitement to take on my new case and provide services to a child in need. Katherine never hesitates to answer questions, provide knowledge and resources, and I am thankful for her assistance and the positive energy she provides to myself and the team. She keeps me eager to keep learning, and her positive energy is electric. Thank you, Katherine, and congratulations. Courtney Gooden. Even as my clinical fellowship has ended months ago, Courtney continues to serve as a mentor to me. She is always willing to answer her phone to discuss any number of things, scheduling, sharing teletherapy ideas, and offering guidance and feedback about specific situations with clients. Particularly during the transition from in-person therapy to teletherapy, Courtney would reach out and check in on me each week. It felt great to have someone checking in, particularly as we've had less opportunities to see coworkers in person. Thank you so much for all of your help and generosity. It has felt amazing to know that I am still able to reach out to Courtney as a mentor even as my CF is over. Thank you, Courtney, and congratulations. Dave Henderson. Dave is always happy to pitch in and help out around the clinic, even if it is no benefit to him. He is the first to offer help and always has a smile while doing it. Dave has helped me in the clinic when I was busy with a kid, putting up a swing for me when he didn't have a client, and offering to go get a box of tissues when I couldn't find them. I am always happy to see Dave around the clinic and love observing his passion for being an OT. Thank you, Dave, and congratulations. Jackie Lowe. Jackie is humble in her friendliness and willingness to share therapy ideas and tips and to coordinate care with other therapists. She is smart in her ability to share workspaces when it is limited, and is flexible in making decisions related to sharing those workspaces with others. She is open to sharing those workspaces, compromises, and comes up with a plan for how that would work. She has shared helpful strategies for therapy and was open and willing to brainstorm ideas for difficult cases. Thank you for all that you do to contribute to the creation of a fun, supportive, and engaged culture at the Brevard Clinic. Thank you, Jackie, and congratulations. Jen Bash. Jen goes above and beyond to help the PT team and does things to advocate for our PTs, like improving our documentation for evaluations. Jen took the time to create amazing Raintree templates for our PT evals and has really saved time with the documentation for the entire team. Thank you, Jen, and congratulations. Jen Milan.
Hey Summer, this is Jenny, and I wanted to give you my submission for the Ideal Team Player Award. My nomination for that goes to Jen Milan Bracone. Jen, I might not be pronouncing your name right, so I apologize in advance, but Jen was my CF supervisor, and she was always there to answer my 100,000 questions. She always went out of her way to check in, just to check in on me and see how I was doing and see how I was handling my first job and balancing my work life and all of that. And I think more importantly, after my CF year ended, Jen has still been that contact person for me. There's been numerous times I've called Jen or texted Jen to ask her opinion on things, to ask her questions about things, and she always responds with no hesitation, and I am just so appreciative of that. Additionally, Jen took on the Q Global, getting all of that set up for our speech team, which has been so helpful. I know for me at least, being able to do assessments from home has been so nice, and not having to worry about traveling to a clinic just to pick up a test and return it has been just incredible. So Jen, thank you. I appreciate all you do for me and all that you do for our speech team. Thank you.
Thank you, Jen, and congratulations. Kathleen Butterfield. Kathleen shows many qualities of being humble, hungry, and smart. She praises without hesitation, offers and accepts apologies graciously, and is willing to take on lower-level work for the good of the team. She has been willing to take on tedious or challenging tasks and contribute outside of her area of responsibility. She is an attentive listener, shows empathy towards others, and shows interest in the lives of her teammates. Kathleen enthusiastically joined the billing department's special projects team. As her job role has changed, she's been willing to take on anything asked of her. She's taken on several special projects, all of which she's focused her energy and worked diligently to complete, with positive outcomes. Kathleen started out as just a coworker, but over the years that we have been working at Carolina Pediatric Therapy, she has grown to be a very close friend. She has patiently trained me, and she is always willing to answer questions or allow me to run an idea by her. She is a contributing part of why I enjoy working at Carolina Pediatric Therapy and can call my coworkers friends. Thank you, Kathleen, and congratulations. Kelly Jean Tucker. Kelly Jean has demonstrated virtues of an ideal team player through acts of kindness and general interest in others, taking on increased responsibility for our team and being one of the most humble people I know. Kelly Jean recently took on a bigger role in providing services at the Irene Wortham Center. Although she has worked with IWC for a while now, she recently started working increased hours for the center while continuing to manage her caseload of children and families at the clinic. Even though she was putting in more time, she kept grinding and didn't complain. She is also humble in that she seeks out ways to lift others up. She is quick to compliment the work she sees others doing. Kelly Jean encourages me to be more flexible and hardworking as I see how hard she works on many different levels for our team and CPT. She is easy to talk to and strives to be available for support whenever you need it. I am incredibly grateful to be able to work with Kelly Jean. Thank you, Kelly Jean, and congratulations. Kelly Shea. She has proven herself to be an indispensable member of the CPT school contracted therapist team. She is hungry because she's always willing to help mentor other therapists who are new to school placements. She is very smart by knowing how to manage and navigate the school staff world while being professional, pleasant, and agreeable. She has a willingness to help new therapists on her school team to feel welcome, supported, and understood, going to schools with them to make sure that they were able to get the necessary access and needed information. Thank you for always being willing and eager to help out your fellow therapists and for being an active and vital part of our team. You make a difference in both your clients' lives and our coworkers' lives. You rock. Thank you, Kelly, and congratulations. Kenya Castro. Kenya is always ready to help everyone at the Hendersonville Clinic. Nothing is too great or too small for her. She always makes our patients feel welcome. She translates during treatment sessions and helps patients access Zoom, takes temperatures, answers, and makes endless phone calls. Kenya has a real servant's heart and is willing to do anything from cleaning toys to managing the treatment rooms to bandaging sliced fingers. Kenya has been by my side throughout COVID with a positive attitude and a constant smile. I don't know what I would do without her. Thank you, Kenya, and congratulations. Lee Suttlemeyer. Lee is all of the above. In the last several months since I have started working at CPT, she has always been willing to help me and direct me in the right direction when I have had a question or a concern come up that I was unsure of what to do next. She has been extremely helpful, always willing to help. She is patient, kind, and always willing to take time to help others, even during her crazy busy schedule. I am very grateful for the time she has taken out of her day to answer my questions and to help me in the times that I needed it. She has always treated me with respect and has an uplifting spirit. Thank you, Lee, and congratulations. Maddie Stevens. Maddie demonstrates the virtues of an ideal team player by continuing to show her hunger and passion for reaching her goals and the goals for CPT as a company. She continues to grow and tackle challenges head-on with humility and kindness. Maddie has taken on every task that has been offered to her, and she has put all of her effort into those tasks. She puts her whole heart into everything she does for CPT and is able to remain humble about those efforts. She has taken on tasks that include leading meetings about safety with the behavioral team and is leading the Tide Committee. Maddie has taken the feedback that she has received as a growing opportunity and the praise with such humility and grace. Maddie has jumped in to help process tough cases and consult on issues that have occurred with my families. She has helped me grow in becoming a culturally competent therapist and has become a role model for me in that area. I am thrilled that she has become a part of the behavioral health team this year. Maddie is an incredibly hard worker and a great leader on the team. Maddie has also been an incredible help in facilitating our case conceptualization meetings and has taken on other leadership roles within the agency. She is great at communicating with team members effectively. Thanks, Maddie, for strengthening our team with your leadership talents. I can't wait to see what you're going to do next. Thank you, Maddie, and congratulations. Mike Rommel. Mike is the definition of a lifelong learner. He is always working on improving his clinical work and knowledge, which is already impressive. Mike is a therapist to his core. It is impossible to leave a conversation with him without feeling validated, heard, and seen. He is a wealth of knowledge, but he often brings consultation conversations back to how we are feeling as a person and how we can care for ourselves. Thank you, Mike, for being a role model for me. I hope to be as wonderful of a therapist as you are one day. Mike demonstrates the virtues of an ideal team player by always being willing to help the team, giving credit to other team members, reaching out to others for help when he isn't sure, going above and beyond for his clients, and is a wonderful listener. Mike is the go-to for therapy resources. He is constantly sending our team resources and links to help us be the best we can be clinically. Mike has actively helped others in our office through difficult emotional responses by demonstrating and leading meditation and mindfulness practices. Mike also actively reaches out to others to help with staffing or if he believes others would have a different perspective than his own for a case. He is open to growing and graciously accepts feedback. Additionally, Mike is quite the empath. He always has an ear to lend to me when we are in at the clinic together. He feels deeply for others and cares about our team members on a professional and personal level. I consider Mike a good friend, not just a colleague. Mike's presence on our team calms and reassures me. I believe both our clients and our CPT family are lucky to have him. Thank you, Mike, and congratulations. Mirna Reiser. I can't rave enough about how Mirna is exemplary in all of these areas. Oftentimes, I have no idea how she manages to have an exploding amount of kiddos on her caseload and still find time to ensure that the Hendersonville Clinic is running as smoothly as humanly possible. She is essentially Wonder Woman. From the beginning of my time as a graduate clinician with an internship at CPT, my first introduction to the company was Mirna. I learned so much about how to best serve my clients by following the example that Mirna set. This, in my opinion, represents the heart of Carolina Peds. And oh my, I'm pretty sure that Mirna makes my day every day. No matter what kind of day you're having, Mirna makes sure it will be a great day with her wit, humor, and infectious personality. I am beyond thankful to have a friend in her. Thank you, Mirna, and congratulations. Phillip Pierce. Phillip is always around to help out those in need and looks out for other therapists. He uses his personal tools to help out around the clinic, facilitates meetings, and uses his humor to encourage others. Phillip stopped what he was doing to unlock my door using his tools when a kid locked us out of our room. When leaving the clinic for the day, I was the only one left, and he made sure to let me know that there was a cleaner there in order to make me feel safe. Thanks for looking out for us, Phillip. Thank you, Phillip, and congratulations. Sarah Anderson. Sarah can definitely be described as humble, hungry, and smart. She is willing to try new things and goes into new opportunities with the idea of giving it all she can. She always has a kind word to say about others. She is excited about opportunities to grow on our team and is willing to support others whenever she can. Sarah recently started taking on responsibilities to assist with supporting the development of our student clinician program. She has participated with grace and humility, while also showing her hustle and work ethic in efforts to make the experience as meaningful as possible for our student. Her people smart skills shine through during our student check-ins as well as during our behavioral health meetings. She has the ability to appropriately read the room and put others at ease. She demonstrates great leadership qualities. Sarah is a great teammate. She is easy to talk to, supportive, and genuine. I appreciate her honesty, openness, and willingness to share. Thank you, Sarah, and congratulations. Stephanie Wolfe. Stephanie is incredibly humble and one of the hardest working clinicians I know. Oftentimes, I will see her in one of the clinics until around 6 p.m. Even with a little one, she continues to serve our community with hunger. She is also very smart. She serves our Carolina Peds community in the clinic in addition to so many children at Fernleaf Community Charter School. She is always so kind, and I am thankful to know such a gracious clinician such as Stephanie. Thank you, Stephanie, and congratulations. Tara Werner. Tara is dedicated to serving her patients in rural parts of Waynesville and Canton. Although it often means increased driving time in her day, she has been committed to providing care for this underserved community and has made a strong impact on these families. This population of patients has been passed from therapist to therapist since I've been here, and I'm so happy that Tara has been a more permanent presence in the lives of these families. Tara takes on patients with complex medical needs or difficult family situations with grace. She is dedicated to being creative on how to best serve these families, whether it is advocating for equipment or connecting these families with resources in the community. In addition to serving Waynesville, Tara is now helping out the PT team by serving in Brevard one day a week. She has stepped up to help our PT team when we have been short-staffed, and I appreciate her dedication to being a team player during this time of transition. Thank you, Tara, and congratulations. Tina Manning. Tina jumped into her work at Carolina Peds right away and has already become a great asset to our team. She is incredibly kind and warm. Tina has done incredible work at Irene Wortham, giving us wonderful ideas that are improving our services there. She has started a new job during a weird time and has shown nothing but grace. Her genuine nature makes it very easy and enjoyable to work with her. I appreciate Tina for her wonderful ideas and humor. Chuckling with her and giving goofy names to our Zoom meetings has been uplifting. She does a great job of ensuring human connection over virtual meetings. Thank you, Tina, and congratulations. Whitney McIntyre. Whitney is one of the most devoted, hungry, and smart individuals I know. She is constantly providing great skilled services to kiddos that love her, and she is incredibly smart. Whitney is a team player in respect that she is willing to understand the perspectives of others and provides a comforting presence. Honestly, Whitney is just a great person, and I am happy to know her. Thank you, Whitney, and congratulations. Thank you all for taking part in this very special time. This concludes our 2020 Ideal Team Player Recognition Awards. Thank you to those who took the time to thoughtfully nominate your peers. Pausing to stop and recognize others shows that you also are an ideal team player. Congratulations to our 2020 nominees. Thank you for leading in service to your teammates by demonstrating the qualities of humble, hungry, and smart. We appreciate you very much. And lastly, thank you to the entire Carolina Peds family for all that you do every day on this journey to make a difference in the communities we serve through this great work that we do in service of children, families, and each other. Thanks, everyone.